What's up, everyone? It's Hector here. And as you can see, I'm still dressed up as Wirt from Over the Garden Wall. I just came back from SacAnime the first day, Friday, day one. I usually go all 3 days and stay over in a hotel for like the whole weekend. But I couldn't really get anybody to cover my work shifts because my coworkers kind of suck like that. But I guess it was all right. It's been like 5, maybe 6 years since I've been to SacAnime. I did go to Fanime like in 2019, I think it was, or maybe it was 2018. But that was before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit. I didn't really go to any conventions except for Stockton Con, which was a really small. It's always been a pretty small convention. It's not as small as Lodi Con. I don't believe. Um, but Lodi Con and Stockton Con usually has professional wrestlers that autograph a bunch of things, and as you can see, I got a bunch of professional wrestling championship belts, and I like to get those signed. So that's usually why I go to Lodi Con or Stockton Con. But Sac Anime is much bigger, 3 day event from I believe noon, at least the first day. I think the second day, third day, I think it starts at 10, maybe I don't know. So it goes from noon all the way till about 11 p.m. and then that's when they tell everybody, all right, everybody has to leave the convention center. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Basically, my throat's kind of and my voice is kind of messed up because my whole neck. It's a whole long story, but it was a decent outing, I guess you can say. Um, I only really met up with one friend, and I joined this anime. I don't know what you call it, a group from Sac State because I'm still over in Sac State for one more semester, and I totally even forgot about it. I like messaged them once saying, "Hey, I'm here at Sac Anime," and some people were meeting up. I just totally forgot about it because it's a new group that I just joined, so I didn't meet any of those people, and I just met this one person that I've known since pretty much like the beginning. The first time I went to Sac Anime, I think I met her. I don't even remember how I met her. Um, and then the first thing I did, because I got there like at 3:30, and so the lines weren't really busy. I just went up and got my little thing, and the girl I should say, she wasn't really a lady. She was just like, all right, here you go, and just gave me the thing. She didn't even put it on my wrist. I was like, all right, I can put it on myself then. I just said that, and I just friggin' put it on and took off. Um, and the Pokemon cosplay gathering was at 4 p.m. So I just looked around a little bit in the exhibition area, and then I went up to the balcony or the terrace, whatever they want to call it, because this was the first time I've been to that convention center since they totally remodeled it. Because a few years ago they demolished it, rebuilt it up, and everything. The outside seemed smaller, and then of course there was a little overhang, which was good because there was nothing before, and it would be so hot during Sac Anime Summer. But there weren't that many Pokemon cosplayers that went. There was a small group. Some came in a little bit later, but there was nobody leading the group. And so one of the ladies that was there, she was like, "Well, if there's nobody leading it, I'll lead it." And she was like, "Okay, let's have all the Pokemon, then all the trainers, all the gym leaders. They usually do stuff like that for pictures, and then some people might do other things to get pictures." And so I told everybody, oh yeah, just go to my website because I had the best camera, I guess. I was like, just go to my website. I'll upload some of those pictures, and you guys can check them all out over there. And I also got pictures of a bunch of different cosplayers of characters that I actually knew, because sometimes there's some pretty cool cosplays and costumes over there, but I might not know anything about the character, and I don't just want to. I don't know. I guess I just don't really like fully grasp it. Don't fully appreciate it. So I don't ask for a picture unless I really know the character. So I took some pictures of a few cosplayers. Walked around a little bit. Went to the exhibition room again because I wanted to get a Howl costume from Howl's Moving Castle, That's the next cosplay I want to do. I want to do it at Fanime, but they didn't have anything. They had very very few costumes in like one booth, and my friend said maybe there would be more stuff on Saturday, maybe even Sunday, because some of the vendors kind of switch out. But it just wasn't even that good, even compared to when I usually go or when I usually went back in the past. So I couldn't find those costumes. And then I was thinking maybe there would be a PlayStation 3, maybe a PlayStation 4, because you can see a bunch of video game consoles all over. I saw an Xbox One. I saw the Nintendo Entertainment System and Sega Genesis and all that stuff. Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, but I didn't see any PlayStation 3 because my PlayStation 3 just happened to mess up and I can't output anything over 480p. No 720p, no 1080p, just 480p for some stupid reason. So and then I traded my PlayStation 4 for another championship belt. But I was just in the mood recently to play some Hatsune Miku, so I was like, maybe I can, trade one of my figures that I'm trying to sell for PlayStation 4 or something, but nobody was really interested. Couldn't find a PlayStation 3, couldn't find a PlayStation 4, couldn't find the Howl costume or anything. I did see some people wearing some Howl costumes, and I thought about going up and asking where they got theirs, and even like offering, hey, I'll buy you, I'll buy your costume if it was already at the end of the night. and then uh and then my friend took me over to the 18 plus area. There's like this whole curtain, and they have people checking your IDs because there's a lot of lewd stuff, posters and t-shirts and wall scrolls and just a bunch of different things. But that room with all that merchandise was a lot smaller than the regular room with all that merchandise. So, although it was a little kinky, it just wasn't as varied, diverse, or whatever. So I just went over there, looked a little bit, checked out some of the panels. Or, well, I looked in the information booklet about the panels. There wasn't even really that many people in the 18 plus section, and that's really been the problem with me with SacAnime. It's just there's so many young people at SacAnime, and I feel so old now, and I know I am kind of old, but you do see some older people here and there. Sometimes they're with their kids who might be teenagers or whatever. Um, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm really fitting in SacAnime anymore just because of my age. I still feel connected. Enjoying anime and other series, and a lot of people said, "Hey, I love your work costume and everything." But I don't know. I was thinking just maybe sticking with Fanime, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna go to Fanime, check that out. Maybe it'll like re-energize me, revitalize me. I've been kind of, low lately, the past month, pretty much. Personal stuff. You guys don't need to know. But for that reason, I just had to dance. I just had to dance. So I went to the little live dance area, the DJ, whatever they want to call it. It wasn't exactly a rave. I don't know, a club sort of thing. But it was just this big old room, and they had like this DJ up front, up on this little stadium sort of thing, little platform. And then they had at least two dancers, and then they would switch out, and there'd be more and more dancers, and so that was pretty cool. And I think it like pushed people to be like, yeah, let's dance. This is the dancing vibe. But there's a lot of people who were just like anxious, I guess. So they started forming a circle to try and get people to jump in and to dance or whatever it is. But at some times everybody finally danced. It was like you just gotta close your eyes and feel the music because the music is so loud you can feel it. And that's what I was doing a lot of the time. I wasn't even looking at anybody. I did try and talk with some people. Couldn't really. I don't think anybody was interested. And as I said, everybody seems so goddamn young. So I just danced for 4 hours, and that's that's how long it lasted. It lasted from about 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then, as I said before, At 11 p.m., everybody, the staff is like, all right, it's time to go home. We're closing down the whole convention center. I was going to go across the street to the Sheraton, the hotel, and maybe like go into the lobby and see if I can meet some people there, still cosplaying, still hanging out, because that's what we did in the past. But apparently they have card locks. They locked all the doors now, and you can't just go into the restaurant and the bar and all that stuff unless you're, you know, in the hotel, I guess. Uh, but I guess, you would have to go over on the front entrance. I don't think they would stop you from walking over to the bar area because it's just all one section. So why do they put locks on that side? It just doesn't really make sense. But whatever. I just ended up going home shortly after. Um, First time driving there and driving back. I usually took the train too because that was just a whole nother thing. The first time I went was 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago almost, and I was dealing with a ton of anxiety and I wasn't driving, and so I took the train and then just walked. But things have changed. I've progressed, and I'm back home. Not gonna go to SacAnime Saturday or Sunday or whatever. But I'm gonna upload some of the pictures that I took on my website, hxchector.com. That's hardcorehector.com. Either URL works, either address goes to the same website. Check those out. I don't think I'm really gonna write much. Just a little, hey, I went to the Pokemon Gathering or whatever, and then danced. I danced the night away. But that's all I have to say. See y'all later. Thanks for watching. Go to my website. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see. Well, I keep doing a bunch of collectibles. I'm just not sure if I'm going to really be doing too many anime or anime convention stuff. But, like I said, I do want to go to Fanime. So, subscribe if you want to see the Fanime convention blog thingy. And I'm going to go the whole weekend, baby. So, yeah. See y'all later. Keep on collecting. Don't be afraid to be an otaku. All that good stuff.